What is up, guys? I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and well, you've been calling out for it, so I'm happy to oblige. We're covering some more r/am I the butthole. If you're new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe, and maybe that notification bell too, as it all truly helps out the channel. And a huge thank you to the members of our channel. I had someone ask me yesterday, what is that list of people at the start? Why aren't you thanking other subscribers? This list is a bunch of people that has kindly joined the channel, and what join means is that they pay like a monthly subscription kind of thing towards the channel in support of the channel, and that's why I'm thanking them basically. You don't have to do it, of course, but it's always appreciated. And with that being said, let's get into today's stories. Much love, guys. Our first story comes from a throwaway account. Am I the arsehole for threatening to kick my sister and her children out during a global pandemic? My 20 female sister, 30 female, has 2 kids, 5 female and 7 male. She recently divorced her husband and is temporarily staying with me because she has nowhere else to go. She could move in with our parents, but for some reason she decided to stay with me for a few days. Few days turned into months because of the pandemic, and so here we are. I honestly don't mind. I love her and I love the kids. What I can't stand is her behaviour. Bear with me, this is going to sound very bizarre. My sister is very religious. She has a Facebook group, WhatsApp group and Instagram where she has about 5,000 followers. She's probably also on Reddit and many other social media. Usually she's nice and sweet, but lately she's become somewhat crazy. She has these sessions with her kids every few days. These sessions last about half an hour. During these sessions, she teaches her kids about the LGBTQ community. Not good things, but she teaches them about how being gay is a sin and all of that. Being transgender is a disease, how to avoid getting infected, etc. She tells them to repeat words after her, and then makes a video and uploads it everywhere. It's very, very bizarre. She gets lots of likes on social media where like-minded people praise her and upload similar videos of them having these sessions with their kids. She's part of this group trying to lead a new generation to the right path. Her little daughter, who is 5, has the sentences memorised. Being gay is a sin, you will burn in hell, is her answer if you ask her, what do you think about gay people? The problem is, I'm bisexual. My sister conveniently forgets about that. No, you're not. You'll get over it when you meet the right person, is what she tells me when I mention it. This is my house. I will not tolerate her disrespecting me in my own home. I told her that as long as she stays in my home, eats my food, uses my things, she's not allowed to have these sessions in my living room. This led to a massive argument where she bragged about her followers, refused to listen to me, insulted me and refused to apologise. I ended up threatening her. I told her she can't live here if she behaves this way, which made her cry. Now I'm the heartless, selfish arsehole in my family who threatened to kick out her poor divorced sister and her little kids out in the middle of a global pandemic. I would obviously never do that to her. I only wanted her to stop being homophobic. Besides, she can always go to our parents. I've apologised countless times, even to my parents, but I'm being repeatedly called heartless. Am I the arsehole for wanting my sister to stop being homophobic? Am I the arsehole for threatening her to get her to stop? Well, it almost sounds like your sister is running a cult in your living room, so I'm going to say not the arsehole in this case. I mean, who the hell does that? Pretty much brainwashing kids in the middle of your living room by making repeat sentences, and as you said, the little one can repeat it off by heart now, and having these bigoted opinions. It's cause for that alone to kick her out, I think. But yeah, I know she's your sister-in-law, and it must be incredibly tough, even though she's being this homophobic and stuff. It's still family and that kind of thing. But I'll say yes, she's the arsehole, not you, and kick her out. What do you guys think about this story? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote in that top right hand corner. Our next story is from Active Relationship 0. Am I the arsehole for asking my husband to clean his bum normally? Oh god, here we go. Throwaway for obvious reasons, and if you are easily grossed out, probably best read a different post. So yeah, you might want to skip a couple of minutes if you're grossed out easily. Okay, backstory required. My husband, 31 male, and I, 24 female, usually both share the ensuite as our main bathroom. It's convenient and just as big as the main and has a detachable shower head, which is great for washing my long hair. My husband has always had weird showering things he does, like always drying his bum crack with toilet paper after he leaves the shower, for example. This I didn't take much notice to, but recently I've gone to use the shower and it stank like poop. I brought this up with my husband and he just claims that it must need cleaning, so I should just forget about it. It kept happening, so I just thought he must have not been wiping his bum and just washing in the shower. He says he doesn't do this, but I've taken note of no toilet paper being used when he's used the toilet. All of this, when I brought it up, has been met with aggression and denial. Now today, I go to hop in the shower and there was a literal chunk of poo on the shower head. I dry heaved and then called out to him. I told him he has to listen to me, and that how he is cleaning himself isn't acceptable, and that he needs to wipe his bum clean in the toilet before coming into the shower. We yelled back and forward and he says that he just cleans his bum out and it's no big deal. I screamed that that's not normal and he should see a psychologist, and that I needed to disinfect the shower head so I could use the shower. He cleaned the shower head but doesn't think he should change his ways. Whereas I think the whole situation is disgusting. Like, I wash myself, but I've never had a situation that leaves chunks of poo behind. This isn't the first case of me finding poo in the shower. I found a half digested corn kernel in the drain with poop on it once before. And the whole situation really makes me want to throw up. Would I be the asshole if I made him bring this up with a therapist and insisted on changing his behaviour? Is this normal? Firstly, get a bidet. We don't use them so much in the UK, but I know in Europe they're all over the place. Get one of those. But a literal chunk of crap on the shower head. What the fuck? I would be pissed off too, but I don't think seeing a psychiatrist or anything like that is going to help. I'm not sure this is like a psychological issue. I think the dude just wants to be clean, but he's just going about it the whole fucking wrong way. Literally spreading your cheeks and cleaning there. Oh god. I once knew a dude who, like, every time he had a wee, he'd have a shower, and every time he had a poo, he'd have a bath every single time. I mean, that's not normal, is it? Maybe I'm going to be in the wrong here and everyone's going to say, that's totally normal. Everyone does this. But that used to freak me out. I'd be like, how much water is that guy using? But what do you guys think of this story? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to comment in that top right hand corner. Our next story is from Kerr0421. Am I the arsehole for refusing to let my overweight friend ride my horse? For background, I have two horses. Both are older, mid to late 20s, but one is very old, nearing 30. Small, just above pony size and just under £1,000, and has some back and hip issues. She's still in great shape for her age, is very muscular and still enjoys riding. We trail ride up the mountains near our barn, usually a 1.5 to 2 hour ride, and they can be difficult and steep, but she does great with me. I'm taller and weigh around 115 pounds. When I bring my friends riding, they ride the smaller, older horse and I ride the younger one. This is because the younger horse is very sensitive and not beginner friendly, whereas the older one is not sensitive and great for all levels of riding. Because of the aforementioned issues, I am selective about who I let ride her, as it's difficult for her to carry too much weight, especially up steep hills and for an extended period of time. I have a friend who is well over 200 pounds, does not know anything about horses and asked to ride with me. I said no and was honest about why, but still offered for her to come groom them and spend some time with them on the ground. She went straight to the body shaming tactic. I was skinny, so I don't understand. The horse is fine if she's just galloping around with me. Bigger people deserve to ride too. She's shorter than me, so it evens out. I'm gatekeeping horses, etc. I just told her my horse was an animal with limitations, not a machine, and that I'm not going to sacrifice her welfare to spare her feelings. She was furious and we haven't spoken since. Some friends, who are also not into horses, think one ride will be fine and I'm being an arsehole about her weight. I strongly disagree. Even though I agreed with her that bigger people can ride, they just need a horse that's suitable for their size, and my horse is not that. So, am I the arsehole? Edit, thanks for the responses guys. This happened a few months back, but it does get brought up from time to time, so I was curious to see what the sub would think. I can understand where the OP is coming from. The OP is literally just thinking about the horse's welfare in the situation. I don't think OP would do this to their friend just out of spite to say, haha, you're overweight, you can't ride my horse. Why would they do that? That just doesn't make sense for them to do that, like purposely to shame them about their weight. I don't think they would do that. Doesn't make sense. So they're clearly just thinking about the horse's welfare in this situation. What do you guys think? Or actually, do you think that the OP could have went about it in a better way and not straight out say, look, you're too overweight, made an excuse saying the horse has got back problems at the moment or something like that? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote in that top right hand corner. Our next story comes from The Last 7. Am I the arsehole for expecting my husband to do more around the house and with the kids, even though I'm a stay-at-home mum? I, 34 female, and currently a stay-at-home mum. After quitting my job in January to stay at home with our second child, who was born last year, I've always worked, since I was 19 years old, so this is kind of new territory for me. My husband, 35 male, is a great provider and very generous with his income. He always has been, even when I had a job. He's also annoyingly practical and loves to make and save money. So he works a lot now that I'm home with our kids. He works Monday to Friday, sometimes long days, and most weekends, though it's usually 3 to 4 hour a day those days. He's been taking more on-call work to supplement my loss of income. He often comes home tired and is a napper by nature, or else he's grouchy as fuck. So I let him have his naps in peace. Afterwards, he usually picks up food for us. I only cook 1 to 3 times per week max, and chill the rest of the night. The arguments we usually get into usually involve division of chores. On the days he works, he literally expects to do nothing when he gets home. So when I'm asked to do the dishes when I do cook, or get our older son ready for bed occasionally, he gets visibly annoyed and it starts a whole mood between us. His argument is that my job is to care for the kids in the house, and he's tired from working. His job is somewhat physically demanding, but very mentally and emotionally demanding. He also refuses to work less because he doesn't want to suffer financially during this time I'm not working, even though he makes more than enough. My argument is that his job has a clock out time, while mine doesn't. I've never been maternal or a homemaker by nature. It's very hard work for me to be the mum / house cleaner, cook, teacher, punching bag, and I'm emotionally drained by the end of the day, taking care of an infant and a very talkative and active 4-year-old, especially now that they're both home with me all day. I also feel like he thinks that I'm a stay-at-home mum is easy work, and that's why he never wants to help. He also thinks that I live the good life, live in a nice house, drive a nice car, and never have to worry about anything financially, and should just be happy. So, am I the arsehole for expecting my husband to do more around the house with our kids, despite me being a stay-at-home mum? Edited to add a few things. When I stated that I cook 1 to 3 times a week, I meant dinner only. I cook breakfast on most days, and sometimes lunch. I didn't consider that cooking for some reason, as dinner is a big family meal of the day. I do the house cleaning, house management, bills, appointments, etc. Pretty much care for our infant 100% and almost all of the chores. My husband is a good father, our son loves him. Yes, he spends a lot of time on his phone too, but when he's able, he takes them for walks around the neighbourhood, plays with our older son, and plans fun things for our family to do together. It's the daily task at the end of the day that get us. I initially planned on going back to work, but our trusted daycare provider had a last minute schedule change, so he agreed for me to stay at home for a little while. Then the virus hit and you know the rest. I got a feeling this is going to be like one of them ones that could go either way, just because being a stay at home mum, it's got to be fucking tough. I mean, a chatty 4-year-old. I got nephews that will talk the arse off you all day if you let them, you know. They won't stop. So I can imagine how stressful that is. And as well as cleaning and looking after them, especially during the virus and stuff, it must be incredibly tough to look after these two all day without little to do, just round the house and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not taking away from that. The husband isn't working hard, providing for his family and everything else. You know, it's in some ways I think it's balanced, and I just find these ones incredibly tough. I know we've got a lot of parents and families as subscribers here, so I'd love to know your opinions on this one. Do you think that the husband is the arsehole for not getting involved more in the chores, although he works all the time, or do you think the mum is the arsehole in the situation because she's expecting too much from the husband? Or do you think everyone here is the arsehole, or no one is the arsehole? Let me know in the comments below and vote in that top right hand corner. And today's final story is from my daughter's split tick, I think. Am I the arsehole for telling my daughter to shut up and that not everything is about her? We have 4 kids, our son who is 34 and married, our daughter 32 who is single, and our fraternal twins, male and female 25. Our son is in a long-term relationship and our daughter is engaged to be married. Right now, we are all planning the wedding of our younger daughter Anna. Our other daughter Sarah has been not supportive to say the least. We tried to cut her some slack at the beginning because Sarah's long-term partner of 4 years had cheated on her a year prior. They had talked about marriage, so she always thought she would be the one to get married before Anna. So when Anna announced her engagement 2 months-ish after Sarah had split with her partner, and Sarah went crying to the bathroom, I asked Anna for some sympathy. Even if that dampened the mood, Anna didn't seem to mind much. But this has been a trend since then. Every time we bring something up that has to do with the wedding, Sarah starts pouting and we end up consoling her and talking about her. I wanted to stop enabling her and suggested that she get some counselling, because while it was very hurtful, it could not stop her from living her life. She blew up at me and accused me of favouritism. I was very stunned because, while we have done many things wrong, we have never favoured one child over the other. We gave them different kinds of support, but the same kind of love. E.g., our eldest daughter was always the weakest in math, so got a tutor in school, while our youngest son didn't get a tutor because he got classes in guitar, because he was keen on that. So here I might be the arsehole. After that fight, the following happened. Where we are, everything is opened up again, so the bridal store where we had an appointment called us and reassigned it to the last Thursday with restrictions. We could be 2 people besides the bride, and we had to minimise the dress choices to 3. Well, of course, Anna asked Sarah if she wanted to come with us, and Sarah just started berating Anna, that she'd been a bad sister for these last few months, that she should be ashamed, that she was selfish, etc. I tried diffusing the situation, reminding her that it was not fair what she was saying, that she was speaking from a place of hurt, and that she should not lash out on her sister. Sarah kept on screaming, crying, etc. Anna started crying, and even our sons came to look what was going on. It got so much that I slammed my hand on the table and said very loudly, not screaming, to shut up, that not everything in life is about her, and that we had been patient as we could, offering an open ear and everything that was in our hands to ease her pain, but that we had not stopped living our lives because of that. Sarah called me a bitch and stormed out. I feel awful. Am I the arsehole? Edit, I thought it might be important. We don't talk all the time about the wedding. It's been more of a frequent topic in the last 2 months especially, but before it was very sporadically. Edit, wow, this got kind of big. I went to bed just after a few replies. I'm reading every single one. As for one question that keeps coming up, the things my son is comparable because my oldest really stressed himself out with math, would study hours with no result, so getting him a good tutor was life changing. My younger son has always been an overachiever in school. He didn't really have a subject he was weak in, but he constantly overworked himself and stressed himself out, which is why the guitar lessons came in. They were an outlet for his stress. Now, whilst I do think that sister who's obviously lashing out does need love, support and a family around her, it does seem like they're trying to give her that. They're trying to offer that. Even counselling, they're trying to offer her counselling to seek help further to get her past this. And I know it probably will take a long time to do so, but at the same time the family can't, as I say, can't stop living their lives. It's starting to sound like to the point where she's being manipulative and trying to make everything about her. You know, it must be absolutely devastating to be cheated on and to see someone else then getting married. It must be absolutely awful. But she needs to seek help. She just needs to seek a therapist, in my opinion. What do you guys think about that story? Who is in the wrong here? Do you think Opie is in the wrong, or is it the sister? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote in that top right hand corner. Anyway guys, thank you for being here today. Your love, your support is truly appreciated. There's another video on your screen right now as I speak. And if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank you for being here. Much love to you, and I will see you in the next one. Take care now. Goodbye.